The Daytona 500 on Fox is sponsored by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible.
And now it's time for the AT&T Race Break, brought to you by the nation's largest 4G network, Rethink Possible. And here is a race recap. Denny Hamlin continues to improve on his career best laps led, as he's now led 54 laps, and that's more than he's led in all of his Daytona 500s combined. Cars on the lead, lap 30. We've had 10 leaders, 6 cautions for 21 laps. Behind the wall, some very big names, Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson, along with David Reagan and Robbie Gordon. Michael Waltrip, let's take a look at what happened on lap number 2.
Man, this is really early, but watch Danica. She gets spun around here. Jimmy Johnson takes a big hit into the side of his car. Luckily, Jimmy's okay, but man, these guys were antsy. John, they wanted to race, and they got a little bit out of control early.
Very early in the race, just lap number 2. Jeff Gordon also blew up. He's behind the wall, a 4-time champion and a 3-time winner of this race. For more, let's go to the big board and Jeff Hammond.
Been said all night long about fuel, running out of fuel, low fuel pressure. Let me explain to you folks, when you take a look here at the fuel cell, this looks very much like we've been running every year here in NASCAR. But the difference is going to be when you take a closer look, all of a sudden down inside here, you can see a little different, a lot of different pumps inside here. I'll turn the telestrator on. Here are the lift pumps that are located in the corner that feed up to what they call the swirl pot. This is where the main fuel pump comes in. This is where the main pressure is made to make these injectors work properly. And that means it need to be 70 to 75 pounds pushed up through and to the injectors. And a lot of these guys have had problems with that. So far, running out of fuel, a little bit of a surprise, but the cars have at least refired, JR. So a lot of concern. I'm down on pit road about what's going on with one more pit stop to go.
Jeff, thanks. Let's see how our top 4 starters are doing in the AT&T's Fastest Driver Challenge. Be sure to sign up to play AT&T's Fastest Driver Challenge by texting FAST to 34763 or visiting AT&TFastestDriver.com. You could win 4G's AT&T Rethink Possible.
Thanks, John. New leader, Joey Logano, who also drives a Toyota for Coach Joe Gibbs, taking the lead from his teammate Denny Hamlin. One Connecticut native to talk about another, Dick Berggren.
Well, Joey Logano thought that all may have been lost on that round of pit stops where he ran through the pits under the caution flag, came out deep in the 20s when the green flag lit. But he has slowly and methodically worked his way to the front of the pack. This is the best Daytona 500 this 21-year-old driver has ever run.
I just feel something brewing, guys. This is getting a little tense or getting a little wadded up here. I just feel like things are getting ready to break loose.
Well, right now we've got the 2 Joe Gibbs drivers, Joey Logano in the 20, Denny Hamlin in the 11, the inside, and a couple of the Roush Fenway boys up top. Kenseth in the 17, Biffle in the 16.
This is just like a tornado, guys. It's just swirling around, and if you're in there in that eye, you could get in big trouble. I just feel it.
Joey Logano has raced since his teenage years, as here come the Fords on the outside to try to overhaul him. At one time, Mark Martin called out Logano as the greatest thing since sliced bread to come to big league stock car racing. He has 1 victory in his short career.
What was funny the other day, you know, Logano told his crew chief, he said, we don't have any friends out here. I said, well, why don't he get a dog if he wants a friend? By golly, he did.
What I'm watching right now, I'm watching the eye of your storm, though, DW.
Yeah, it's brewing, baby.
It wasn't that long ago, Jeff Hammond talked about Kevin Harvick in the 29, hanging at the back of the pack. Here with 54 laps to go, there he is, pulling to the inside, trying to move to 3rd.
I don't know what these crew chiefs have told these drivers, but there's something up, boys. I'm telling you, there's something up.
Well, here's what they've told him, Darrell. There could be weather on the way. This race is scheduled for 200 laps. There are 53 to go as they come across the line, and they're racing like it's the last 10 laps.
I've said for 10 days now that 88 car is laying in the weeds. Buddy, he's coming to the front.
Joey's new best friend is a bulldog named Isla. He's going to need to find a friend out there if he's going to win the 500. The Daytona 500 on Fox is sponsored by Chevrolet and their award-winning cars, trucks, and crossovers. Enter now for a chance to win the Camaro Synergy and a Talladega Race Weekend package, plus meet Tony Stewart. Visit wincamarosynergy.com now to enter. Matt Kenseth has fought his way back to the front. The Cambridge, Wisconsin driver is a Daytona 500 champion. He's been a champion in NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, and he wants another piece of the Harley Earl Trophy here tonight.
Won his qualifying race, and of course we saw him on pit road. Looked like Old Faithful down there a little while ago, but she's coming through for him now.
Behind Kenseth is Dale Earnhardt Jr. In fact, of the top half dozen, 3 former Daytona 500 winners, and another trying to join them, the number 1 of Jamie McMurray, who's worked his way up to second on the outside line behind the 20 of Logano.
Look at the guys that we haven't spoken a whole lot about, called their number hardly any up until now, and all of a sudden you got Casey Mears up there. There's Brad Keselowski up there. Now McMurray, and here comes Mr. Where did he come from? The 29 car. All these guys are starting to find the front.
Yeah, Kevin Harvick in that 29, Jamie McMurray in the 1 at the back of the field the majority of the first part of this race.
Watching from Harvick at McMurray and the 11 of Hamlin. The black and yellow car, Jeff Burton. 47 laps to go, and Larry, at least one more pit stop.
And I was just looking. Yeah, every driver can make it on one more pit stop, Mike, and those pit stops should be coming in about the next 10, 12 laps, and that will get them to the end.
Larry, the fastest lap tonight has been about a 44.86, I think it was. 44.53 early in the race, and right now they're running at about a 45.20. So the pace, I think, has really picked up a little bit here in the latter part of the race.
Well, you're right, Darrell, because a lot of our fast laps, they came somewhere after about lap 140 to now. So definitely the intensity is picking up.
Yeah, you can just, I mean, as a driver and I think as a fan, I think they can just feel this, that it's starting to, the heart rate's starting to go up a little bit.
Current race pace lapping at 198 miles per hour in this big, huge pack, 30 cars deep. Steve?
Mike, an update on Denny Hamlin in the 11. At first he said, my car's getting loose. Then he panicked the team when he said, I think I have a tire going down. So the team jumped up on the wall. Now he's saying the car feels like it's darty, like it's hitting the splitter.
And that makes sense, Larry, because if you pick up the speed, the car will travel a little bit more, and that nose could start hitting the track.
46 laps left in the scheduled distance, including at least one more pit stop in the Daytona 500. The Daytona 500 on Fox is sponsored by Sprint, proud sponsor of the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. By Farmers, we are insurance, we are farmers. By Subway, February's almost over, so hurry in, because any regular footlong is a $5 footlong. And by Ford, proud sponsor of NASCAR. 43 laps to go in Daytona. David Stremme from South Bend, Indiana, and the little team that could make the 500. Something under the hood breaks. He slides up the racetrack.
Where was he going?
And that team totals 8 people and 3 shop dogs. They made the Daytona 500, and now Stremme is coasted to the garage. Pit road's open. Steve.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 88 is going to take right side tires, as is Matt Kenseth in the 17, Krista.
Greg Biffle didn't get the halfway cash, but is hoping this is the money stop. They're on the right side coming around. It's just 2 tires. 2 tires, they're packing it full of fuel. Matt?
Left side tires for Casey Mears in the 13, and he is away. Fuel cell full, Dick. Joey Logano on his pit stop was told go when the jack drops. Jackman Jason Tate was watching the gas man, John Eicher. And when Eicher nods, that means the tank is full. This was all about getting as much fuel in that car as they could possibly get.
Saw a number of guys take 4 tires. A lot of guys took 2, but Tony Stewart, the 18 car of Kyle Busch, the 5 car Casey Kane, they took 4. That could be a big factor.
Casey Mears led him off pit road. We're under caution for David Stremme. It's the 7 caution flag tonight.